I figured out the easiest way to create AI influencers, and this might be the future of how you start using AI. You see, I own about 5 AI influencer pages, and some of them are doing millions in impressions every single month. The problem is creating all of those images and videos from scratch is taking a lot of time. You're constantly switching between different platforms like Nano Banana, GPT Image 2, and Seedance. And for each generation, you have to type in a new prompt, you have to adjust it, and hope for the best. That's why I vibe coded this AI influencer dashboard that does all of the hard work for you. It is completely free to download and to run locally on your own computer. Now here's what it does. It allows you to easily generate your AI influencer that is completely customizable with the press of a few buttons. For example, I've made these 9 influencers that each have their own unique style and are in their own separate niche. Take Camilla for example, she is a yoga instructor, and with the press of a button I can generate her character sheet, I can make a close-up of her unique features that will all be used throughout the rest of her generations. Then I can make her wear any outfit that I want just by changing in a few features right here, and I can add in props like a watch or any type of product that I want her to promote. And then I click generate and boom, I got a video like this.
I have to admit, I got into the hype. You guys probably already know, but this is the AP and Swatch collab, and I got this strap that perfectly fits the watch, and guys, I get the hype now.
You can also make custom images of your influencer by clicking the photos button. Here you can change the location, the poses, the outfits and expressions to make any type of image variation of your influencer that you want. It essentially becomes the all-in-one place for your influencers. This works for any type of influencer. Here are a few more examples.
So you guys already know how much I adore hiking. We're hiking in Greece in this beautiful weather, and hydration is my utmost priority.
If you guys didn't know, Keychron makes the best keyboards. This is the Keychron Q1 RGB in sturdy aluminum build.
Now I'm giving you this entire tool for completely free because I customized it and vibe coded myself, and I see no point in selling something like this if it's not a finished product, but also if it might not be to your needs. So if you install this, then you can completely customize it and even vibe code it yourself in tools like Claude Code or like Anti-Gravity. Let me actually show you how you can install this. So to install this tool, you're gonna need 4 things. First, you're gonna need Anti-Gravity, and I'm using Anti-Gravity IDE. So after you've downloaded that version, the next step of what you need to do is you need to go over to the extensions, and there you need to download Claude Code. Now you make sure that you install Claude Code, and then you have completed the second step. Now you want to go over to my GitHub page, and I've created this AI influencer that you can download by clicking on code and then download as a zip. After downloading that, you want to unzip your file so you are left with a folder like AI influencer main, and then you want to go over to the Explorer page, and here you want to upload your folder. You select the folder that you've just downloaded. Make sure to type in npm install, and now everything will be set up for you. Now you're basically ready to get started. You want to run this locally, so make sure to copy the local host that it gives you and then run it in your browser. Now you've successfully launched this AI influencer dashboard. What you want to do now is you want to click on get started. Here you need to connect this to Higgsfield. We're using Higgsfield because it has their own API that we're using as the image and video generator for this entire project. So you want to click on connect. Then it will launch Higgsfield, and here you want to make sure that you log in and then you click on allow. The next part, if you want to have better prompts, which I will strongly recommend, is to connect your Claude API. So here click on connect, then you add in your API code, which you can find in platform.claude.com/settings, workspaces, and then default keys. Or when you're in the Claude console, you go over to manage API keys, and then here you can create a new key. For this, you need to have some credits on there. Keep in mind, you don't need much because the whole tool is already like vibe coded for you. You've now successfully set it up. So you're now ready to create your first AI influencer. For that, you're gonna click on the top right at create. Here you can now give your influencer a name. So let's go with Ellie. Then Ellie is a female. She is 26 years old and she is in the finance industry. Then we're gonna hit continue. And now you can upload a reference image. Keep in mind this is optional. If you don't have any reference images, you don't have to do this. But if you're looking for a specific look, this will help the AI to get the exact reference that you want. So in my case, I'm gonna go with this example. So I have this person that I want to mimic, and I have this outfit that I'd like. The AI asked me what to copy, so I'm gonna go with her hair and her facial shape. Then for the outfit, I literally want to copy her outfit. So now we click on continue, and here we can give it a backstory. This is important because this part is what makes your character unique. And this is also what determines into the prompt of what they are like. So if they are like a doctor, then it might give you like a doctor coat. If they are into fitness, then it might give them like fitness clothing. So you want to make sure that your backstory is straight. So for my backstory, I'm going with Ellie is an ex-accountant and is now a finance YouTuber with the goal of helping as many people as possible to get out of debt and build wealth. Then the personality, you can choose between a more introverted person, which is a person that is a bit more shy, or a more extroverted person, which is more outgoing. I'm going with bold and outgoing. Then we hit continue, and here you can fill in how they look. If you already have a reference image, then make sure you match with that reference image. If you don't have a reference image, then this is the part where you decide how this person looks. So we're going with white. She has a medium skin tone and she has red hair. It is short hair and it is a bit wavy. Then for the eye color, I'm going with green, and for the build, I'm going with athletic. Then here, custom description. If you have anything like, let's say someone is wearing glasses, or they have tattoos or freckles, anything else, you can add that in here. Then for the aesthetic vibe, this one is important. You don't have to do this, it's optional, but it will match that vibe. So if you're going with streetwear, it will make your character wear streetwear. I'm gonna go with cottage core here. It's romantic, vintage, and it has a bit of nature. Then we click on generate. Now, we have 4 different options to generate your image. Because you've added in a reference image, you cannot generate it with Higgsfield Sol because it doesn't work that way. But Higgsfield Sol is still a very good image generator. It is also super fast, so if you don't have an image reference, I would try out Higgsfield Sol. I'm gonna go with GPT Image 2 because that gives me the best results here. Now we're gonna click on Generate 3 Looks. And now it will start generating. You can go over to Higgsfield. So I have Higgsfield open right here. I can go over to image now, create image. And then if the setup is done correctly, I can see it generating here in the background. So there we go. These images are now being generated by Higgsfield, and you can go into the dashboard live, which I would also recommend you because then you can see exactly what is going on. For this to work, I would recommend getting a Plus account because then you have enough credits to generate images and videos, and you should be able to connect your Higgsfield to this tool. Okay, so now it has generated 3 different options that you can choose from. It is very important that you pick the one that you like the most because all of the rest of your images are based on this. If you don't like this, please just start over. Or you can click on regenerate and it will give you 3 different options. So for example, let's say I like this one the most. She's wearing the outfit and it has the facial features. So I'm gonna create Ellie's profile. Now we have her main image. And we can now click generate sheet and we can do it in 16:9. We can generate close-ups and we can generate the feature sheet. All of these are now generating in the background. So if I were to refresh Higgsfield right here, we should be able to see that it is generating. It is. Now, while that is generating, you can start filling in the details on your profile. So you can fill in the target audience, you can fill in a description, the hobbies, the aesthetic, the content pillars, and even the brand colors and dream brands. This will help you keep a clear overview of what this influencer is like, because like you see, I have a lot of them and I might forget what Ellie's like compared to someone like Derek. And now after this is done generating, you will have a complete character sheet, close-ups, and even a feature sheet of your character, which we can then use for any type of image and video creation. Now you have the foundation of your influencer. So we have the character sheet, the close-up, and also the features. And if you go over to Higgsfield, you can actually see the exact prompts that I use. So if you want to go over my prompts, you can see them right here. And also in here, all of the prompts have been used in the backend through this tool. And that will save you a lot of time because these prompts are quite complicated. If we then go down, we can change up her wardrobe. So let's say you don't like what she's wearing right now. You can easily just generate a new look just by typing in what her outfit should be like. So for example, we can do a brown blazer with a white undershirt, and then we can do long beige pants. We can keep the hairstyle the same, not by typing in anything out, and then we can generate a look, and now it will literally generate a new character sheet for you. Now it adds in this custom style, and if you like it, you can give it a name. So let's say we go with formal, and then we click save to wardrobe. So now we have a new outfit to our character. I would recommend generating a few of them just to create a complete profile of your influencer. You can also go into home. Here you can upload your own like room, and that gives the influencer like a room to be in. You can do like world building with this. You can also go to brand deals. Here you can add in a brand, or you can import from previous brands. So for example, here I got this Prime bottle, and you can click on generate. And here you can also generate a sheet. So for example, with the Prime bottle, it has generated a character sheet. If I go over to one of my other influencers, so let's go over to Camilla. For Camilla, I've generated this swatch watch. And then if I go over to sheet, we can see this is actually with the help of Claude. Like Claude is writing a custom prompt for this, where it comes up with different angles and what the like watch looks like from the backhand, from the side of it, all of that. So that's super useful. Now, if we then go over to photos, here you can change up the location, so you can choose any type of location. If you want to do something custom, you can type in your location right here. Then you can change the photo to the light of day that you want. So let's say night, golden hour, afternoon, morning. You can also choose the pose. So let's say you want her to be handheld, candid, or like even a hair touch, hip hop, over the shoulder, facing away. Like this is super useful for if you have one of those AI influencer accounts, which is a bit more lifestyle. Besides that, you can change her expression. So you can make her neutral, smiling, mid-laugh, or serious. You can choose between the outfits that you have previously generated. And then you can also create different props. So here, for example, I can add in the swatch, and I can make her wear the swatch. So if I then click on generate photo, then you can get any type of photos like these ones, which all create like custom different looks in different settings, different outfits, all of that. If we then go over to videos to make it even more advanced, you can here type in what your character should say. To give you a good example, I had this character right here, which is called Luna. I made her a new wardrobe. So I made her this outfit. And with that outfit, I wanted her to become an interior designer. So I went to video, I gave her the script. If you want some cozy lights in your house, you will have to check out this lamp. Look how cute it is. Then I added in this lamp, and then I gave it one shot. I gave her an accent in the voice. So I gave her California girl, 28-year-old Caucasian. And then the AI does everything for you. So you can generate it, you can choose the settings, you can choose between real or long form. You can choose the resolution. Keep in mind, 1080p. Takes a bit longer to generate, so I went with 720p. And then she makes something like this.
If you want some cozy lights in your house, you'll have to check out this lamp. Look how cute it is.
So that's great, right? Like all of this is generated using Seedance in the backend. So if you go over to your videos, you can actually see it being generated over here. To give you some more examples, I also got another dude that is called Marcus. Marcus is a bit of a romanticus. I have him as like a bit of a gamer guy. So he's a pro gamer. So if I go over to the photos that I made, so I have him like a bit of an awkward dude. He's always with the thumbs up. And this is Marcus. Now, if I go over to videos and I make a UGC video of him, I can make something like this.
If you guys didn't know, Keychron makes the best keyboards. This is the Keychron Q1 RGB in sturdy aluminum build. I got this keyboard in my favorite brown keys, and this is how it sounds. Way better than your typical Razer keyboards.
The best thing about this tool is that you can store everything inside of it. So you can have complete dashboards of every creator that is completely customizable, that allows you to build their own story, their own narrative, and you can build on top of that. So you can change these outfits. For example, Olivia is a travel vlogger. I made a few images of her in the mountains, and all of those can be easily posted to Instagram. Then for the videos, I made her a vlog. So here she is promoting this bottle.
So you guys already know how much I adore hiking. We're hiking in Greece in this beautiful weather, and hydration is my utmost priority. This is my hydro flask, and it's been a lifesaver in long hot hikes like these.
So these are now very focused on UGC type ads, but literally the possibilities are endless here. My whole goal with this is that you can vibe code this and you can customize it. So let's say you don't like something, you can literally go into anti-gravity and you can say like, hey, I want to add in this new feature, or hey, I want to change this up. You gotta be careful with it though, because it might break, and that's also why I'm not charging anything for it. Like, I vibe coded this in like 2 weeks and it was a ton of fun, and I think this is the future of AI. And especially now that you can connect like Higgsfield MCP to this, it is even more powerful. Where I think this will be going is that we will start using and integrating all of the different tools and combine them into our own custom tools. Like, that's literally what I did right here. I had one problem and I vibe coded my own solution. I don't have any coding experience. I just got started with this like a few weeks ago. If you want to try this out yourself, then make sure that you download these assets from my school community. I will also provide a bit more of a guide on how to install it. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to learn more about AI influencers, then click the video that's on the screen right now, because there I will go more in depth of all the different things that you can do with AI influencers.